I'd have thought better of you, lad. I don't think much to a king who can abandon his country in a drizzle.
Oh, Arthur, stop upsetting yourself. Do you know what time it is?
Oh, no. Where did I put that clock?
It's 7:45.
Is it?
If you've finished in here, I'll clear up and put everything back when I've done the washing. And it might feel a bit more like home. Best China's been up in the girls' bedroom all week and no breakages. But good luck doesn't last forever.
Oh, it's a bit thin here. Oh, I know where I put the clock. It's under Jimmy's bed with the lampshade.
I'll find it after I've given them all the breakfast. Oh, every room in this house is a proper muddle.
I'll tell you something, Mabel Hodgkin. We're very lucky to own a whole house and have all these rooms to make a muddle of.
And I'll tell you something, Arthur Hodgkins. If you don't get off to work soon, the railway company will sack you. You shan't be able to pay off the mortgage. Then you'll have to remember what I said about good luck not lasting forever. You poor man. Must have been a hard decision.
December 1936. Will our King, Edward VIII, be allowed to marry Mrs. Simpson? He is a popular figure. He has spoken out on behalf of the poor and the unemployed. Too many of his subjects rely on soup kitchens to relieve their hunger. Too many still live in slums, which disgrace our cities. There is nowhere except the street where children can play. Their houses are in bad repair, cold and damp, difficult to keep clean and unhealthy. But some parts of the nation, especially the South and the Midlands, have been prospering. House building here has been thriving. For people with steady jobs, it is possible to buy a new home with a building society mortgage. Developers have been buying land on the outskirts of towns and cities and providing suburban homes with gardens. In these houses, mains water, gas and electricity supplies can be taken for granted. Families who move to these tree-lined suburban estates can look forward to healthier lives in more pleasant surroundings.
How early I get up? Here, Patricia. Bye, Jimmy.
Bye.
Now, don't lose that tram fare, Patricia.
I won't.
Avril, aren't you ready yet? What?
I've just remembered. I'm not going.
Not going? You are, young lady.
Not to go to school today. There's an infection.
Of what? Why wasn't I told?
I forgot.
Oh, you better run along, Patricia.
We never get infections at my school.
Bye, Mum. Bye, love. You're not fibbing?
No, honest. It's an outbreak of impetigo. There, impetigo. Horrid. I need to got up so early, need I?
Well, if you're stopping at home, you can help me. Go back inside, then. Bye,
Got
love.
leeches and runny spots and scabs. Mainly on the boys, of course. Can't I go next door and play with Rebecca?
In there. Come on.
Fine, you cut it fine, Mr. Crabtree.
Morning, Arthur. Sid.
How are you? Come on in a minute. I thought you'd moved to Sheffield.
Eldest mother was ill, so we went and stayed for a bit. There was nothing there for me either, so when the old lady passed on, we came back.
Well, it's good to see you. Well, that's the last of South Bradley's workers after their jobs.
Nice to have a job to go to. Did I hear you bought a house at Westmoor Avenue?
That's right. A year since.
Aye, that must have taken some courage.
Aye.
It must have been just about the time Mallywell was going out of business.
Well, not just that. We've had an addition to the family, you know. Young Edward.
I did hear. 4 mouths to feed, eh? Oh, is your eldest working?
Not yet. How are you managing, Sid? Yeah, I know.
It'll come right. It'll have to. Does me good to hear somebody's getting by comfortably. You've done well, Arthur. Your own house, no more renting, landed this job and all. Well, this won't do. I only came in here to shelter till the public library opens. We're going to have warm now in the reading room. Look at any jobs in the paper.
Well, I hope you find something soon, Sid.
Mum? Can I pass over his napkins?
I thought you were playing with Rebecca.
Mrs. Livingston's taken him to the shops.
All right.
Where's the posser?
Where it's always kept.
Rebecca says they've known about the King and Mrs. Simpson for months and months.
Oh, yeah?
They've got cousins in New York. Been all in American papers.
What has?
The King's love story.
A love story.
It's a love story.
No. Well, yes, I suppose. Well, no, not really. Oh, Avril, you do ask awkward questions. The point is, if you're king, you can't just fall in love with anyone. She has to be suitable.
But why can't the King be suited with an American lady?
It's got nothing to do with Mrs. Simpson being an American. It's because she's divorced.
What's divorce?
What do you call that?
The go's just all right. Cost nothing, did it? I built it myself from spare parts, didn't I?
No, I ate playtime. I was being pushed outside. I'm being sent home for dinners as well.
Oh, you'd not want to stop here for potato ash, would you?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind as long as I got plenty.
Anyway, you can't have school dinners, not unless you're really poor. When does your pub will
Oh, not again. What's wrong with yours?
I haven't got one, have I? I had enough bother finding 2 wheels the same size. Well, go on, be a sport.
You live down Westmore Avenue, don't you?
Aye,
They've got gardens at the back, haven't they?
aye.
Better than Raglan Terrace. Have you got a room to yourself?
Yeah, box room. My sister shared the back bedroom, and the baby's in a cot in my mum and dad's room.
4 of us share. Yeah, I don't suppose you have to go out back to the loft.
No, not like our old house. This one's got a bathroom. Fixed bath with taps too. Everything.
Must be grand. No wonder your dad has not left over to buy a decent bike.
Mum,
Yeah?
are we going to be allowed in the front room when it's done?
Yes, if you're careful and don't bounce on the suite. I've made some new curtains. Your dad doesn't know yet. The material's a bit jazzy. He might not be keen.
I like everything in the world to be jazzy. Thanks. Oh. Mum,
What?
what does divorce mean?
Oh, Avril, can't it wait?
No, it can't.
Just while we've mangled the curtains, otherwise Jimmy and Patricia will be home wanting the dinners and there won't be any. When people get married, they say it's for better or worse, for richer or poorer. Your dad and I, we've known worse times and poorer times. Come to think of it, it's not much better and we're not much richer now. But we'd never think of parting company. Right. Now that Mrs. Simpson, she's parted company from 2 husbands already. That's why she isn't suited to marry the King of England. She might cause a muddle.
But why would she cause it?
Oh, Avril, go and put your other weekday frock on. You should have worn a pin in. I'll wash that one. It's a pity you aren't more like Patricia. She takes good care of her clothes.
Tricia!
You'll not tell.
What's the idea?
Well, the tram takes ages, and I can't always get on.
But you know you shouldn't be on a towpath by yourself.
Look, I've saved 7pence this week already in tram fares not spent. 8 each time I've walked. I don't come this way after dark.
I should think not. You're probably falling canal.
What are you staring at?
Our house.
Have you not seen it before, then?
I'm going to draw it with the car going to the garage.
But we haven't got a car.
We might have one day.
I'll build one from spare parts.
Have you noticed? There's that pattern again, on the garage. One in my pencil box. It's a sunrise.
How do you know it could be a sunset?
Sunrise is more cheerful.
Our house is full of patterns.
They're only shapes. What we do in geometry. We do geometry at school.
Oh, you're so clever.
Avril! Oh, good, you're all here. Come on in and wash your hands.
There's a sunrise on the gate too.
Sunset.
Sunrise. Anyway, you're torn your pocket.
Shh.
Tapioca. Listen here, young madam. You liked tapioca well enough until you went to your posh school. So don't bring home a disgusted face which doesn't belong to you. Not to this table.
Can I have a blob of jam on it?
Yes, once you've learnt not to rip your clothes to bits.
I didn't tear anything. I'll get a bicycle on my trousers.
Avril.
Girls don't wear trousers.
Jimmy, if you finish, lovely, you see if you can get that fire to draw a bit better. Or there won't be enough hot water for hair washing tonight.
Do you think the little princesses have their hair washed on Fridays?
Who?
The Duke of York's children, Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret Rose.
I expect so. I expect they're just like you two, only better behaved.
Will the king, the king till yesterday, will he change places with his brother and become Duke of York?
I don't know. It should be Mr. Edward Windsor by rights, which won't fit in with Mrs. Simpson's scheme of things at all.
Mr. Bartram at school said she was wicked.
Oh, that's not true as wickedness goes. She couldn't be Queen of England, though.
She's forced the king to choose between her and his country. I didn't know he could just stop being king.
Oh, yes, he can abdicate.
What's abdicate?
Renounce the throne. Pass the job on to somebody else.
Mum, is Mrs. Simpson very beautiful?
She's smart, I suppose. What did they say about her at your school?
Oh, she wasn't to be mentioned.
Oh, Jimmy, be careful.
It's how Dad does it.
Maybe, but he's head of the family, and if he wants to set the place on fire, that's his business.
Arthur, when's the next train up to Central?
Hello, Sid. About 5 minutes.
I'll have a single when you're ready.
What's going on then?
Halliwell's is back in business.
So it's true. Huh. Best news we've had for a long time.
Mosleyites.
Aye, who would have thought the black shirt movement would have caught on here?
Oswald Mosley comes up to Bradley. Some decent young men start rampaging through the streets, throwing stones.
It's only ruffians misbehaving.
Ruffians can become very powerful. Unemployment makes a man restless, I know, desperate even. They'll turn to anyone. Look at Hitler's following in Germany.
Well, we're not in favour of riots and rebellions here, thank goodness.
It could happen anywhere. Civil war even. Look at Spain.
Hey? No, you're wrong. I mean, there was no great outcry about the king going. If he was popular, folks out of work looked to him to get something done.
I suppose peaceful demonstrations more in our line. Marching through the street and hoping the government will take notice. Boy, it didn't do much good for the men from Jarrow, did it?
Nothing will be right in Jarrow until the shipyards are busy again.
Our house is full of patterns. I like this one.
I wonder if we ought to bring the wireless in here and spread out more. So squash winter evenings in the living room with 6 of us. Me sewing and ironing at the table. Patricia trying to do homework. Jimmy with bits of bicycle all over the floor. Oh, no, love, not the clock. I'll do that.
Oh, look, there's another sunrise pattern on it.
Put it down.
Mum? What's that shape, like a cross? But its elbow's bent. There's a big one painted in the synagogue last week.
Oh, that's a swastika. Painted by fascists or whatever they call themselves.
What's fascist?
People who hate folk who aren't like themselves.
Rebecca was frightened.
Yes, well, fascists aren't very nice to Jewish children, especially in Germany.
Rebecca's grandmother's in Germany. I like putting on the lampshade.
Yes, that's what we'll do. We'll switch on the lamp and light the fire to turn chilly. Then we'll put the curtains up and it'll be cosy. More like home. There. So will you speak to her then?
Haven't you told her?
She doesn't listen to me. You should see the holes in her shoes. I mean, there's no sense in her saving a tram fare and wearing out her shoe leather walking. She had a nasty fright, though.
Well, so long as she's all right, we'll say no more. And anyway, there'll be less rowdyism and scrimmaging amongst the young men now that Halliwell's is back in business. 600 new jobs in Bradley from next week. I'll have a look at her shoes later. At least when I was unemployed, I was taught how to mend shoes.
What will Halliwell's be making?
Oh, military supplies of some kind for the government rearmament programme. Hey, there we are then.
I don't believe it.
Are you sure you like the frieze?
Oh, yes, it goes with the curtains.
It's not too, jazzy.
No, we needed brightening up. I'm glad we went ahead and bought this electric fire, too. Saves carrying coal through and cleaner.
I'm not keen on having this wireless in here, though. All that extra aerial trailing through the house.
There'd be enough room if we got rid of the piano.
Well, we can't get rid of the piano.
Why not?
Well, for one thing, it was me mother's, and I'm fond of it. And for another, Jimmy's making a go of learning to play it. And anyway, I've knocked this stump of the wall behind.
Oh, Arthur. All right, the wireless goes back in there, and I might have to bring my iron in through here.
You all know the reasons
Oh, come on, Arthur, it's the king.
have impelled me to renounce the throne. But I want you to understand that in making up my mind, I did not forget the country or the empire, which, as Prince of Wales and lately as king, I have for 25 years tried to serve. But you must believe me when I tell you that I have found it impossible to carry the heavy burden of responsibility and to discharge my duties as king as I would wish to do without the help and support of the woman I love. And I want you to know that the decision I have made, by the sure knowledge that my brother, with his long training in the public affairs of this country, and with his fine qualities, will be able to take my place forthwith, without interruption or injury to the life and progress of the empire. And he has one matchless blessing, enjoyed by so many of you and not bestowed on me, a happy home with his wife and children.